Most people think cats sleep beside humans for one simple reason: warmth. You're warm, the bed is soft, the room feels safe enough, end of story. And on the surface, that explanation sounds reasonable. Cats love warmth. They sleep in sunbeams, curl up beside laptops, stretch across fresh laundry straight from the dryer. If heat were the only thing they cared about, your house already gives them dozens of easier options. Quiet corners, high shelves, hidden blankets, places without noise, movement, or a giant human rolling over in the middle of the night. And yet, many cats ignore those places and choose you instead. That choice matters more than most owners realize. Because sleep is the single moment when a cat is most vulnerable. A sleeping cat cannot react quickly. Their awareness drops. Their defenses lower. Every instinct built into them tells them to rest somewhere hidden and protected, somewhere no predator could easily reach them. Cats survived for thousands of years by being cautious about where they sleep. So when your cat walks past every protected hiding spot in your home and climbs into bed beside a human far larger than they are, something emotionally significant is happening. They are making a decision rooted in trust, not convenience. Research on feline attachment has started revealing something many cat owners suspected for years but could never fully explain. Cats form emotional attachment styles with humans that resemble the bonds infants form with caregivers. They are not emotionally distant observers simply sharing your house for food and comfort. Bonded cats actively seek emotional security from specific humans. And one of the strongest ways they communicate that security is through sleep. When your cat curls beside your legs, presses against your chest, or quietly settles near your head at night, they are doing something incredibly intimate in the language of animal behavior. They are lowering their guard completely in your presence. In a world their instincts still perceive as unpredictable, your cat has decided you are the safest place available. That is why these quiet nighttime rituals feel emotionally powerful even when nothing dramatic is happening. Somewhere deep in your cat's nervous system, sleeping beside you means safety, familiarity, and emotional peace. And once you understand that, the moment stops feeling small. It becomes one of the clearest expressions of trust your cat is capable of giving. If you pay close attention to the way your cat settles beside you at night, you start noticing something strange. The behavior is incredibly specific. The exact spot they choose, the direction they face, the way they press against you before falling asleep, none of it is random. Long before your cat closes their eyes, they are already communicating. One of the clearest examples happens right before they settle down. The head rub against your arm. The slow press of their body against your chest or legs. Most people think this is simple affection, but biologically, it is something much deeper. Cats have scent glands along their cheeks, forehead, and tail base. Every time they rub against you, they leave behind invisible chemical markers carrying their identity. But when your cat sleeps pressed tightly beside you night after night, they are not only marking you, they are blending your scent with theirs. In wildcat colonies, members of the same social group develop a communal scent that helps them recognize safety and belonging. It is how cats silently identify family. Your cat may not understand human relationships the way people do, but instinctively they understand shared scent. When they sleep beside you, part of their brain is reinforcing the idea that the two of you belong to the same safe social unit. This is also why some cats intensely sniff you after you return home from unfamiliar places. Your smell changed. The shared scent weakened. Sleeping beside you becomes part of restoring that connection again. And then there is the location your cat chooses in bed. That matters too. Cats still carry the instincts of small predators, which means they constantly monitor vulnerability and threat, even in safe homes. When your cat positions themselves near your head, they may be guarding the area they instinctively perceive as most vulnerable. When they sleep near your feet, they are often choosing the quickest defensive position between you and movement in the room. Some cats deliberately face the bedroom door while sleeping, maintaining awareness of entry points the way colony cats once monitored danger in the wild. They are small animals, but part of their nervous system still believes they have a role during rest. Stay alert for the group. Even your cat's sleeping posture carries emotional meaning. A tightly curled cat is protecting vital organs and maintaining caution, even while staying close to you. A fully stretched cat with exposed belly is displaying an extraordinary level of trust, temporarily abandoning survival instincts that normally keep them guarded. And when a cat sleeps with their back turned toward you, something many owners misunderstand, it often signals complete comfort. In feline social behavior, turning your back on someone means you trust them enough to stop watching them. Every sleeping habit your cat has is layered with silent emotional signals. What looks simple on the surface is actually a constant conversation built from instinct, memory, safety, and attachment. One of the strangest things about living with a cat is how easily their routine begins to overlap with yours. They appear in the kitchen when you wake up. They settle down when you finally go to bed. Some wait by the door minutes before you come home, almost as if they can feel your schedule moving toward them. Most people assume this is habit, but the deeper truth is more emotional than that. Cats are naturally crepuscular animals, which means their bodies are biologically designed to become most active at dawn and dusk. Thousands of years of evolution shaped them to hunt in low light, not to sleep peacefully through the night beside humans. By instinct alone, your cat's ideal schedule should look very different from yours. But bonded cats slowly begin changing that pattern. Studies on domestic feline behavior show that cats living closely with humans gradually synchronize parts of their sleep and wake cycles with the people they trust most. They stay awake longer during the hours you are active. They rest more deeply when you sleep. Over time, they begin structuring parts of their day around your presence. And emotionally, that matters. Because adapting your biological rhythm to another creature is not a small thing in the animal world. It means your cat has decided that being emotionally available when you are present is more important than fully following their natural instincts. That is why certain behaviors start feeling strangely personal once you notice them. The cat waiting near the door before you arrive home. The quiet footsteps outside your bedroom before your alarm goes off. The way they suddenly become active the moment you sit down after work. Your cat has learned your rhythm so completely that part of their own rhythm now bends around it. And unlike obedience in dogs, cats are not doing this because they were trained to. They are doing it because bonded animals naturally move towards synchronization. The more emotionally attached your cat becomes to you, the more their daily life begins adapting itself around yours. In a quiet way, your cat is reshaping ancient instincts simply to spend more time existing beside you. Most people think cats are emotionally distant because they express affection differently from dogs. They are quieter, suppler, harder to read. But living closely beside a cat for long enough reveals something strange. They notice things about you before you say anything at all. A stressful day, anxiety, grief, illness. Somehow, they often react before you consciously realize how different you feel yourself. Many cat owners have experienced this without fully understanding it. A cat that suddenly refuses to leave your side during a difficult week. A normally independent cat sleeping against your chest when you are sick. A quiet animal appearing beside you after an argument or emotional breakdown. Science is beginning to explain why this happens. Cats are extremely sensitive to small shifts in human behavior and physiology. They notice subtle changes in movement, posture, breathing patterns, and facial tension. Even your scent changes when you are stressed. Elevated cortisol levels alter body chemistry in ways your cat can detect long before another human notices anything unusual. They may not understand the exact reason you are upset, but instinctively, they recognize that your emotional state has changed, and bonded cats respond to those changes. This is part of why sleeping beside you matters so much psychologically. Night after night, your cat gathers information while resting close to you. Your breathing rhythm, your heartbeat, how often you move during sleep, the sounds you make when relaxed versus anxious. Over time, they develop an emotional baseline for what normal you feels like. And once an animal learns that pattern deeply enough, even small disruptions become noticeable. Your cat may not process emotion through language, but they process consistency. They learn your emotional rhythm the same way they learn household routines or feeding schedules. That is why some cats become unusually affectionate during periods of stress or sadness. They are responding to signals your body is broadcasting automatically. In their own quiet way, they are monitoring the emotional stability of someone they are deeply attached to. And suddenly, Behaviors that once seemed random begin feeling more intimate. The cat sitting silently beside you after a hard day. The cat sleeping closer than usual when you are sick. The cat watching you carefully from the edge of the bed when something feels emotionally different in the room. These moments may not be coincidence at all. Your cat may understand far more about your emotional world than you ever realized. And that is why it matters when a cat who always slept beside you suddenly stops. Most owners dismiss the change at first. Cats are independent, they think. Maybe the cat just wants space. Maybe they found a more comfortable spot somewhere else in the house. But for animals built around routine and emotional patterns, a shift this significant is rarely meaningless. Cats do not explain discomfort through language. They communicate through behavior. And when a bonded cat breaks a long-standing sleeping ritual, they are often trying to tell you that something important has changed in their world. Sometimes the reason is physical. Cats instinctively hide weakness when they feel vulnerable. In the wild, visible illness attracts danger, so feline survival behavior evolved around concealment. A cat in pain often withdraws quietly rather than seeking attention. That is why older cats who suddenly begin sleeping alone, hiding more often, or avoiding physical closeness should never be ignored completely. What looks like distance may actually be discomfort. Other times, the reason is environmental. Cats are extremely sensitive to changes in territory and emotional atmosphere. A new pet, a different work schedule, rearranged furniture, a loud argument in the bedroom. Events that feel minor to humans can feel deeply destabilizing to a cat whose sense of safety depends on consistency. And because sleep is tied so closely to vulnerability, even small disruptions can change where a cat feels comfortable resting. Emotional memory matters too. Cats remember frightening or stressful experiences associated with specific spaces. If something startled them repeatedly in the bedroom, if tension became connected to that environment, they may slowly begin pulling away without owners understanding why. But the important thing is this: your cat is not being dramatic, stubborn, or distant for no reason. Their behavior is communication. Sleeping beside you was never just a casual habit. It was trust, safety, emotional attachment, and routine woven together night after night. So when that ritual disappears, your cat may be expressing stress, fear, illness, or emotional discomfort in the only language they have available. And often, what they need most is not force or punishment, but observation and patience. Pay attention to what changed around the same time their behavior changed. Watch their body language. Notice their appetite, movement, and emotional energy. Because when a cat chooses to sleep beside you, they are offering one of the deepest forms of trust they can give. And if they suddenly stop, there is usually a reason they hope you will quietly understand.